Hey guys, Ryan here. In today's video, I'm going to be going over the new burst rifle, the Carv.2, that they just added in the other day. And I'm going to be breaking down where I think it stands in the current meta. It's going to really shake things up and going to be something you kind of have to use. And I'm going to be also going over the attachments you should run when you get it, even though there's going to be some specifics I don't know the details on. I do want to clarify, I haven't unlocked this yet, guys. I don't know the best setup just yet. A lot of it hasn't been tested. I've been searching around for some good data on it, and there just isn't yet, but it will be out there soon, and I hope to make a follow-up video. But let's get right into it. First things first, this thing is a beast. And I'm not going to say that it's automatically just going to come in and be the new meta gun, because there's some little problems that this gun has that may hold it back from being as dominant, but I do think inevitably, if exclusive aces stats are right on the time to kill and everything, then this gun is going to be meta and pretty viable for a good bit, unless Raven gives it some nerfs here soon. Raven has been more aggressive in nerfing guns, but we're going to have to see if this gun fits into that category of being that good. The main thing with this gun is it feels super strong, has very high burst delay time, or very low I should say, so you can fire your burst very fast, so it's very forgiving and it feels very good. But the issue is the recoil is extremely inconsistent, and when I mean inconsistent, I cannot highlight that enough. I do not mean to brag in any form or whatever. You can watch my videos on as a controller player. I do feel I have better recoil control than the vast majority of the player base, and I even find that this gun can be sometimes immense to try and handle, even close range. It's not all the times, and the main thing is I'm just using a bot blueprint I could buy from the store. This is not fully kitted out with the right attachments, and in fact I think while this is a great build, it's missing some key attachments. And that's what kind of worries me, is this thing I was not using fully kitted out in the way I would like it. And when I get unlocked and fully kitted out, how is the recoil going to feel then? Because as I said, it felt inconsistent. And if you watch Exclusive Ace's video, which I highly recommend, he's a great channel to watch, you're going to see even just the base recoil pattern when you're shooting at a wall is really wild and inconsistent. I know I've said that word a ton, and that's going to be the key word, is I think this gun feels great a lot of the time. In fact, it feels like amazing the vast majority of the time, and that's what worries me, is that I'm using a base loadout version that has good attachments in a lot of ways, but doesn't have a lot of anti-recoil attachments, and when this thing gets those anti-recoil attachments, what is it going to be like then? I think even then you're going to experience some little inconsistency and issues with the recoil times, but I'm worried that fully kitted out this thing's going to destroy. But I will say this, I'm not 100% sold that this is going to be as dominant as the M16 and AUG. I do think it 100% has that capability. I think it has the capability to utterly dominate this game, but I'm really not sure that that's the case, and it's going to take using a fully kitted version, but also it's going to take just seeing how it feels against other guns currently, because that's a big thing in Warzone. When you have a lot of other guns out there, guns feel different. The Grau and M4 and Kilo did not feel as good when the AUG and M16 were super dominant, and the Cold War MP5 and Modern Warfare MP5 did not feel as good after the FFAR was the only meta close range gun for a long time. When those guns were dominant, other guns fell to the wayside. And it's not that I'm saying this gun's going to have a similar effect. In fact, I'm not sure it is. It could. It very well might be. And that's the thing I want to say in this video. If you had to put me on a scale of 0 to 100%, on 100%, I think this gun's going to be broken. 0%, I'm not sure it is. I would say it's right about 50-60%. I'm pretty sure it's going to be pretty good, but I'm not sure it's going to be meta-dominating, game-changing. It's going to be something that if you aren't running it, you're just wasting time. Maybe it will be, though, and that's what I'm worried about, because the main fear I have is that if you have it with anti-recoil attachments, and then you have 3-4 people on the same team beaming you with this gun at long range, it is going to be a nightmare. And my hope is, though, is if it is that broken, Raven's probably going to nerf it pretty quick, guys. So I genuinely hope that it isn't that broken, because if it is, then it's going to probably get nerfed pretty quickly, and we're going to see a much less used version of it. But if it is still very viable in the meta, but not game breaking, then this is going to be a new gun that people can use and will actually have a burst rifle that's viable. The M16 and AUG, while still being pretty good right now, and I think, I'm not going to say slept on, it's just they aren't dominant. They aren't the same guns as they used to be. They're still good, and this could be a new, fresh burst rifle that people could use, because I know there's some people who really like it. All in all, guys, I'm going to start wrapping this video up. I'm going to go over some quick attachments that I think you should run when you get this. And there's going to be some details that aren't going to be precise and accurate. But the main ones you want to focus on mainly running on the vast majority of your Cold War guns are the agency suppressor, usually a bigger mag. I prefer the Field Agent or Spetsnaz grip. It has varying names, but it is the Cold War foregrip that reduces horizontal and vertical recoil. It is usually last or second to last on the list. That is one of my preferred ones for almost all Cold War guns. Some people really like the patrol grip and the other speed grips, and some of those are really awesome as well. But for this, I would recommend the anti-recoil foregrip, the agency suppressor, a 45 round mag, maybe even bigger if it doesn't affect ADS time too much, and then either a rapid fire barrel or a bullet velocity barrel or the task force. Now, the best barrel is going to really be dependent on the data we're going to see from people like JGod and True Game data, so keep your eyes out on that. But for the most part, I would then recommend running it with a sight, and that's going to be your main build. You're going to have the magazine, a barrel, the agency suppressor, a sight, and the grip. And there could be some variations, because if you really like the iron sight, then feel free to run it with the stock or something else. But that's going to be the main gist of how you should build it. Now, the specific barrel, I would really recommend watching a True Game data video on it or JGod. They just have access to so many more people to help them with testing that I don't. I just want to give you guys my opinion on this gun, and this is what I felt about it. If you guys like this gun, let me know down below in the comments. You don't have to like, you don't have to subscribe, but if you do, thank you so much. I appreciate it a lot. I appreciate you for even just clicking on this video and watching. I hope you have a good day. Peace.